Yo, this is Danny Brown. I'm about to check in with my homies, Hardcopy Worldwide Conspiracy Radio. Step.
Said in past, the rapping is your way, you're channeling, your inner 12-year-old. I mean, I have a philosophy that artists don't quit being creative because they get old. They get old because they quit being creative. Would you say that with this album, you've mastered the trick of maturing musically without growing old?
See, you get it. See? So smart, homie. Yeah. You said it all in a nutshell. I don't even know how to answer. It's not even like an answer for that because you already said it. You get what I'm saying? But I completely agree. Like, that is exactly what this album is all about. It's not necessarily about, it's not about age. This album's not about age, to be honest. It's about me and where I'm at musically, and this is my first album that I'm selling for retail. So, it's like, it's the beginning of a new chapter.
Right.
But I can't just continue on from where I was at with Triple X. I have to go back. And there's a lot of people that was a fan of the old Danny Brown. So now I gotta let them hear that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this album is about. Going back and then going to the future.
So with that said, on the topic of going back, I mean, it goes without saying that growing old is mandatory, but for many artists, as you know, growing up is optional. Do you worry about being an artist at 50 plus years old and not growing up with your generation and risking a loss of fans because of that?
I make music that I like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way I always done it. You know what I'm saying? I don't make music for no one else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really, you know what I'm saying? If I lose anybody, then that's just, that's just not what they into. But that's what I'm into. I grow up. I progress. I don't stay one way. Oh shit. I don't stay one way. You know what I'm saying? I continue on. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's about.
So what you're saying is essentially your fans are going to grow with you ultimately at the end of the day. They're going to grow with you on this album.
It's more so me documenting my life regardless of what the sound is. The content of my lyrics is never going to change.
I understand that you wrote Triple X prior to recording it with no initial starting direction. I'm interested in, the starting point of this album and its evolution.
The same way. I just started it and didn't even, it wasn't like a concept-based thing. I just started recording songs, and then before I know it, a concept made itself. And that's just how Triple X did. So I don't go into making these albums with a concept in mind. I think the next one I'm probably going to go full-fledged with a concept.
What would you say you've learned about songwriting making this album?
What I learned about songwriting? I think this is the point of this album, is that I was learning the whole time and experimenting with what I wanted to do the whole time before I got to this point. So now it's just that I perfected that. So now it's this time to show what I learned now. Now it's time for me to go to the next chapter and learn something else, and continue to learn, But this is everything that I learned packaged up in one, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt. I read that you approached the song Die Like a Rockstar as if you were Quentin Tarantino. If you were to compare your approach making old to any director or actor, who would it be?
Probably Melvin Van Peebles.
Alright. Bit of a random choice.
Yeah.
Alright. That's that classic laugh right there. What about the featured cast? I mean, A$AP Rocky. I mean, who would you compare him to if he were to be an actor on this album and the other guys featured?
Oh, A$AP?
Right.
A$AP is my home. We like Cheech and Chong, you know what I'm saying? So we like Cheech and Chong on that song,
So, I mean, throughout your work, there's this great balance of humour and darker tones. Is it difficult to achieve that balance? To not go too far with the humour and undermine the work, but also not so dark and serious that certain listeners feel excluded? Is it ever a struggle to strike that balance for you?
See, that's the thing. A lot of things I don't do with humor intent. It was fucked up for me, but people laugh at this shit because of the way it sounded. That's cool. That's some genius shit to me too. That's almost like some real Richard Pryor comedian type shit where they saying some real, George Carlin, they saying some real life social conscious shit, but you laugh at that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't go in it with humor in mind. You know what I'm saying? But people laughing at it is amazing to me.
you're one of the few MCs who doesn't just, you know, dig British music, but you understand British music. Do you identify with and understand British comedy as you do with the music here as well?
Nah, I'm probably not so much
No?
comedy. I like my comedy to be just raw, like dirty. Like a lot of comedians from here are like a little too smart for me. Like I probably can't really get it. You know?
I heard you like Monty Python.
My Monty Python's a different deal. Like I love Monty Python. See, that's the thing. I've been talking about this a lot in a lot of recent interviews. But living in Detroit, you know, so close to Canada, we were able to pick up Canadian channels. So at night, as a kid, 10 o'clock, I could turn a Canadian channel and I could watch Mr. Bean, Kids in the Hall, Monty Python reruns. So I don't know, maybe that played into my humor now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I don't know too many other cities that had those shows that they could watch. You know?
What can you tell us about Larry David and his correlation to your music, man?
It's just that it's not scripted. You know, it's just that I'm coming up with scenarios, but I'm reacting in them. You know what I'm saying? Like just finding my emotion within the song. That's why I don't care about how good it's recorded. I just care about the emotion I captured when I was saying it. You know? Right. So it's like putting myself in these scenarios. You know what I'm saying, with these songs, or just recollecting on things that I've been through. But when I'm recording it, it's not a scripted thing. I'm not perfectly trying to do everything. I'm not, because it makes it more funnier, or it just makes it seem more real, you know?
Do you ever, it's almost improv, isn't it? Do you always write? Are there times where you enter the booth and you just go off top?
No, I write. I don't go to the studio without having songs done. Right. I go to record. I don't go to the studio in mind. I don't go to the studio without nothing to do. You know, I never did that.
It's not a game.
No.
Absolutely.
When I go, I have songs written and I'm going to record them. I don't go and just, I'm going to the studio today and try to make a song while I'm there. I never did that.
Right. Well, when does the album come out, man?
August.
August. Excellent.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit trampy, but what the hell, so am I. Trampy. Yeah, I know it's a little bit.
Put your toes on that wall, ho. Bounce that ass like a pogo. Shake and roll like a crap game in a Las Vegas.